notice, look at the layers of the Earth's crust that are tilted upwards. This is breakaway from the Colorado Plateau. So that Colorado Plateau is lifting up and then it's breaking away along some of the edges, this being one of those edges. Same with, again, go to Grand Canyon National Park, the South Rim, and you look to the other side, and there are the 17 birds, but here at least we can see that. It is visible. Egypt, you can climb anywhere down here, up the side, it's close. So it is an actual popular rock climbing destination. Like tours, or you have to scale it out on Google Maps to get an idea of the real stats or specifications of it. It's only about 3.5 miles across. It's actually wider across than the Grand Canyon West Rim is. But a lot of times when you go to the West Rim, they'll give you, or other parts of the Hualapai Tribe section of the Grand Canyon. When you go to the West Rim, you are at the very end of the Grand Canyon. So it's much narrower, much shallower, and you're starting at a lower elevation. See the camping over there on your right? So that's one of the best deals out here. It's $8 to camp. Camp for free out here? You can. You go on this side of the highway for the picnic table in case there's, weather coming in, and then a place to park your vehicle. But the big draw, in my opinion, restrooms, toilets, showers, right there. Or a lot of misinformation about snakes that, Hollywood has made it seem like they're going to come find you and bite you just to try and kill you. They don't want to have anything to do with us. If you see a rattlesnake, they seem more dangerous than they are. Now, it probably would have been bad, like to try to cut the wound open and try to suck the venom out, or you wouldn't have a lot of water, or if it was really hot out, you could not get bitten by one. But yeah, we can address it nowadays. Oh, the other thing that people would have done back in the day, if they had gotten bit by a rattlesnake, they'd try on the right-hand side and just up. That's one of the places that I've been meaning to go explore. Getting caught up in doing a lot of other stuff. And that is an extinct volcano up there. Now, you guys know the name Bryce Canyon, right? The other parties. The guy who Bryce Canyon is named after, he was a Scottish, and because of his woodworking skills, this is why the Mormons wanted. It's so funny that I say this stuff all the time, and yet precipitation over there. So Hollywood, back in the 50s, they did a movie over there, and the people that did the movie, including John Wayne, 25 degrees, ooh, it's gonna be cold out. They would end up getting cancer within a few years of filming out there. Now, John Wayne would end up living another 25 years later until he would pass away, but a lot of people would blame the filming of that movie for him. It seemed like that would be the case. Can't believe I'm forgetting that word. Anyway, I'll remember it later. I'll look it up later. But that mountain right there, Ebenezer Bryce would go on to build a church up there. And are you guys, is anybody familiar with like the Bible story about Noah's Ark? Yep. Church that would be like the modern day version of Noah's Ark. It's basically like a big giant boat, and you could ride out the next great flood. So kind of neat. 2020, before the whole pandemic started. I know here. But yeah, poor Utah and the more. So, I mean, all the politicians, law enforcement, everything, it's controlled by the Mormons. And they own most of the businesses out here too. Tourists would but we weren't enough for them to stay alive, unfortunately. But population or the locals to survive financially. You started a business, these guys would not support the U.S., but they copied that. So, but the Mormons, if you are a Mormon working for a Mormon, like a catch-all, like insurance policy for yourself, like if you medical bills, take care of your family, pay your regular bills, and in doing this, they in their group fails, they have to leave. That means somebody else can move in that's not part of the group, and it's going to dilute the. Yeah, these are all new housing developments. St. George. You see those in the air. So usually there's a few of them that will. Yeah, it's such a pretty place out there. And it never gets old. There's 3, there's 4
Wow.
hot air balloons. Hot air balloon ride in Vegas. When they don't do it anymore because there's too many houses now.
Oh.
It was okay, but it's a better one to do. There's just so much more to see out here, geologically speaking. From their view up high, they should be able to see to the Grand Canyon from there.
How exciting.
Don't remember. I know that we were out here for a tour. I think it's springtime, like March or April. I know it was cold, still kind of cool. But we were up here at the. For the day, you come back. But the cost to operate a tour bus had gotten so expensive that we couldn't afford. We were basically just doing tours to pay the insurance companies a fortune. So we but they're a passenger service. So like they pick up from the airport and then got transportation to the airport, waiting for the shuttle bus there, and then out to Zion. It's not very efficient.
Okay.
And it already costs, I think, as much as what we charge anyway. And it's not a tour, it's just a ride
Yeah.
to get there. So let me slow down a little bit so you can get a little bit of a view of this. So that's the hole. You see the green is over there, and a little bit of a notch right here where you'll get more of a view. So look left, start looking left right now. How cool is that? You can make a road that drives down along the plateau, which is what we're driving through right now. It's gonna get bright in a moment, but you'll see. You get your group, you come up here. If you need a ride, you might be able to give me a call. And those are old sand dunes that have solidified into sandstone formations back there. And it's all frosted over. So you got the lake coming up on the left, and again, it's a reservoir. And then you can there or not, that's totally up to you. I have no idea how fast you hike. Passing through the mid-1800s and like a hurricane wind and the secret handshake. You guys see the Ace Hardware? They have a firearm in your household. I don't know if they like come around and inspect. I highly doubt they would do that. I think it's like just something that they just so that you can basically take care of yourself should anything happen. It's also no crime. Everybody watches out for everybody. Like I was off-roading, and what they're famous for, at least back in the 1970s or 60s, is that plateau and a ride off the side of the cliff, jumping canyons and riding on super narrow ridges, doing basically like stunts, like flips and the side of a mountain. I'd rather have a parachute for that than a bicycle. But from here on in, you're going to have a national park, the Grand Canyon being one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. You know, you always would figure that that. And they're starting to lose their leaves. Like last week, all this stuff still had leaves on the trees. Here we are. Half the leaves are gone, and then in another few days there will be no leaves left on these. Helicopter tour operator there. Maybe go give the man a bath while you guys. I'll double check, make sure that they're open. Sightseeing you're into, like if you're speed demons, like if you were from New York City, you know, I expect you to get through everything really fast. But yeah, you can put in a lot of miles on that trail if you wanted to. And the views are. What I do with you is I'll get these guys in, and then I'll come back. Okay. And then, oh, Jason's still online over there. Actually, you might be able to get your gear and then walk up. But you see the.
I have one question. The lower.
Actually, most people do that in definitely less than 2 hours. 15 minutes before us. Can't imagine he's still. Yeah, normally, like last week before Thanksgiving, I'll go retrieve, listen.
इसका चल के वहाँ से आना पड़ेगा।
क्या बोले